It's polychrome. Polycode. Hey, look, they're using that same site for the
I think that's
Let me see. It uses polycode and Chrome API.
it uses Chrome.
It's only it can only be large.
Anybody can borrow a pen?
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Thank you.
Linear modifiers. Pretty sure I was the second person to join.
All right, if you're ready. Not quite.
So we made a game called Polychrome. You play as a square there. And you took the what are they called? The modifiers, the conditional things?
Diversifiers.
The diversifiers, so there's no gender represented intentionally. So if you've ever read Flatland, there's kind of an homage to Flatland here. But you're playing as a square, and that's why a lot of the art looks very Victorian. Or at least it was tried. And then we sourced a lot of it, you know, it's open source, and it's public domain, stuff like that. And it's really, really hard to find pseudo-Victorian images that are in color. Really hard.
Is that the fern?
That's the fern that gave me trouble. I mostly got it. Considering I had never, ever edited images or done any kind of image manipulation before, I feel pretty good. Is you noticing there's color coming back to the world? Here, as you're talking to people, doing people favors, that kind of thing. The dragon at the beginning is kind of a metaphor for some kind of tragedy happening in A Square's past. And down at the bottom, you see the little circles on the right-hand side, and the middle one's yellow. That's another diversifier there. Because color is such an important part of the game, if you're colorblind, how do you know you're making progress? Especially if you're severely colorblind. So that's one of your indicators there to help you along.
Yeah.
So that's what. Oh, so
Yeah.
Wait, go to sleep. Oh, quick, go to sleep? Okay. Well, it's still my time. Whoa. Oh, it's daytime now. Oh, man. Okay.
Hey.
Whoa.
So the idea is that, you know, the only way to really get over something happening in your past is that you have to talk about it. You have to take steps to keep going forward. There's penalty actions in the game. If you don't respond to people when you initiate conversation, you lose color. So by not talking to people, you may never move forward. You never reach your goal of getting the color back in the world.
So we decided to get creative. We put in a few Easter eggs, so now I make jumpy, bouncy noises. There we go. So.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
So we head to the other side for our next game.
The Dogecoin's in the game.
Such wow, much tragedy resolution.
Very closure. Can you provide a computer so I don't want to stuff my face in it?
We have sound.
We should.
Good. You want to set up over there?
John's setting up.
Okay.
Oh, you're trying to get audio?
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
It's like I know what I'm doing or something. For once.
So this is the Shadow, previously known as Allegory of the Cave, colon shadowboxing,
The saga begins.
This time it's personal.
2.
2.
Ooh, redemption.
So the story is that you are a shadow who wakes up to find that your person has been incapacitated in some way and you need to get help. So the main gameplay mechanic is that you can copy the shapes of shadows that you come across. And then you can turn into those shapes and drop them into the world. And you can use those to help you get around. Box back there that I can stamp
We aimed for 2 diversifiers, which I think are the same as the group that preceded us did, where our main character doesn't have indicators of gender, and I tried even in the opening image where your body is visible to also have the body not have any obvious gender.
So you can see the face is mostly obscured, as is a lot of the body shape because of the jacket that they're wearing.
And then the shadow itself. Drew and I would each, as we were talking about the shadow character, we would project our own gender onto it. So Drew is always referring to Shadow Baby as a he, and I'm always referring to her as a her. So that's how that went.
Also, shout out to Eve for doing the menu art. You're tiny, so I can't see you. I also want to show off her pretty cool.
Oh. The wolf ate you.
You lose. Also,
Oh, yeah,
everybody who doesn't know, my friend Alden couldn't be here today, but he did all the sound for us. Just wanted to shout out to him.
And the other diversifier is that you should be able to play it even if you're colorblind.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, that works too.
All right.
Dice World. Are you?
David Cameron's go over there. Make us forget about the shadow for our next
It's closer. I don't feel like dragging my laptop all the way there. So we have to go to the screen after.
Who's the fire?
What?
Oh, we're not gonna full screen each other.
No. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. I can't really. Well, I don't have a laptop.
Oh,
I do.
I'm getting sound.
Wait a second. Apologies. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's oh, yeah, you can play all. Hi everybody. I'm Jonathan Moriarty, and our team did the game Cave. And so the theme was about sort of perspective, like how you see the world, and that is how the world is in a way. So our main mechanic is being able to sort of shift, and in doing so, alternate the position and rotation of things around you, and in doing that, solve puzzles. So just to give an example of that, the next room is really more of a simple jumping puzzle, but then after that we get to the mechanic. Oh. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So while he's not in shifting, like these objects block him because he's in a flat plane. But if he shifts, he can rotate them around him because he's in a 3D space while he does that. So you can use that to sort of manipulate the obstacles in order to solve puzzles. And then in addition to sort of rotating around it, you can zoom objects in and out, kind of similar to a dolly zoom if you've ever seen that effect in film. You can use that to also solve puzzles. So. And I guess for the diversifiers that we aimed for, we went for the I don't remember the exact name of it, but the one where the character doesn't have an implied gender in their design, and then we also went for the what was the other one? I'm trying to remember.
Rotation.
I'm sorry. Yes, rotation as a game mechanic, even though it is not technically real rotation, there is a simulation of it through how that we're handling the parallaxing. So, and that is basically one of our main mechanics. And this is probably our most difficult puzzle. It is something that one of our programmers, Rick, here designed, and rather than let him solve it on screen, I think I'm going to let you try and figure it out at when we demo it. So that's all we've got. Thanks. Real quick, I almost forgot. Our team was myself, Eve, John Hicks, Rick, and Alden also did sound for us as well. Thank you very much.
I don't know if the wireless adapter I have would just work, but we have those, so it's not really sure.
So our game cannot be introduced other than to say it's just ridiculous. It's a lot of fun to make. So this is Chameleon Crisis.
Previously on Chameleon Crisis. You need to get your stuff together, son. This is the last chance you're gonna get. You screw up one more time, you're out of here. Now get out there and solve. The world is not the way you see it. It's the way the almighty dollar sees it.
Nice.
One hot pot, please. Thank you. Oh, I need you to go over there and ask those blind people for their order. In order to get to them their order, and you're going to take that to the kitchen. We're going to get that turned into food that we will then do commerce with to get transactions that will turn into money we desperately need to fuel business. So get on it.
Oh, man.
You get fired anyway.
So that was our weekend.
Where do you buy your drugs? Wow.
In case you didn't notice, all of the materials we used for the Aaron Schwartz difference maker. So basically, all the images and stuff are like public domain stock photography and stuff like that. So you can get celebrities and stuff like that. And then all the other assets are open as well. And then it's a chameleon. So I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. But so that's us. Thanks. Yes. Did you log in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did. Or somebody.
I'll do it.
You can pass it around all your link too.
Yeah, those are
We're team of Foster. None of us are UMBC students.
Oh, team of Foster. Well, I like it. You'll know that in a second. No,
We said that on Friday. Oh, did you? Okay. Team of Foster. I like it. I want to push something up on this.
if you guys are ready, maybe.
Yeah, do the cat, the
Is that what you
curiosity
guys-
the cat one, and then we'll. If that's up and running,
Well, anybody who's watching online is probably seasick by now.
Our game called Curiosity Save the Cat. We were going with the concept of pretty much a cat's always curious, and so especially by cardboard boxes. So you want to keep the cat curious and happy, And when you get a cardboard box, you get a power-up of some sort.
Oh man.
Each power-up has a different mechanic. This one, you can't tell, but the keys are switched on you. But because you're in an especially happy place, your curiosity decreases less. And you're trying to collect shinies. The more coins you get, the better your points are. But it's just an endless avoider. You're going to die at some point. Well, not die. You just get overloaded with curiosity.
Oh man.
The point is that your power-ups change how you see the world. And we went with the diversifier of it's a cat,
Come on, everybody else did.
it's a girl or a boy, who knows? So, but do you have anything to add?
Huh?
But it's done with the flash and yeah, that's all I got.
That's about it.
Oh, yeah, we don't got anything else. There's fire. There's catnip. There's dapper. There is Sabretooth, and there was Robot. And I won't tell you what they all do. You'll have to come play the game and figure out for yourself what the different power-ups do. They're usually both good and bad, so there you go.
You guys ready yet?
We're having trouble getting the image up on the screen. So,
Where's Zach says he can't find the VGA port
into this computer. This one's obviously the one that runs usually. Oh wait, there's an SVA. Oh, here.
Okay.
Oh.
Which people?
Well, you guys.
Which?
Try the back plug in.
Yeah, let's try the black one.
The one that says
Yep.
We're on stage.
Still not coming up.
If anybody has a soundtrack of crickets, you can play them now.
Who built this place and where can I post them?
It was working.
Who made this work? Where are they? Serious question.
is it always on the screen?
Oh,
Are you hooked up to the right graphics card?
what?
Potentially internal and external.
Like outside the case.
Let's try that.
Suck.
Or yeah, maybe primary, secondary. Yeah, look at that.
Hey!
Okay.
Nobody touch this ever again.
We got it working. Alright, so our game is called Prism Break. Whereas doesn't have anything to do with breaking out of prisons, but
Brothers involved in your stuff sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. So it's sort of a multiplayer brawler type game. The only surfaces that you can interact with are whatever color you happen to share with them. So if you're blue, you can hop on and jump off of blue surfaces. Red and green, likewise.
This is also true for other players. You can only collide with other players if your colors match.
You have to be the same color as the other player in order to attack them. Some diversifiers we're going for. They're robots. They don't have a gender. Yay. Easy.
The color theme, we did do colorblind friendly.
Yeah, all of the colors have patterns, and all of the patterns are represented in badges that we have but have not put into the final build yet.
It gets tricky to differentiate the characters from one another because you're all the same sprite and the colors aren't.
Yeah, so we have
standard.
badges over top of them in the actual
I'm looking
game
for
itself.
audio.
Audio is...
There should be like an audio cable over there.
Got it. All right. So, in this corner we have the programmer, Greg. In this corner we have the tile artist, Kendall. I knew that. Don't do that. I knew that. Fight!
I'm gonna move the mouse away.
Oh, it doesn't fit on the screen.
It's the wrong orientation.
That's okay. Just don't go on the edge. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening over there anyways. So.
Yeah. Arena combat. Finish him. Oh yeah. Oh, you killed each other.
First 2 points wins. So, right now who's winning?
Player 2 is winning.
Rather badly.
Who's player 2? Yes. So what we're seeing is swinging towards past each other and not getting hit, and also you can only hit somebody if you're the same color. Otherwise, you get that like dull sound.
Yeah. So you can swap colors and avoid attack. It's pretty fun.
We see things not as they are, but as we are.
Yes.
And explain.
What?
The things that are not like us, we completely ignore.
Yeah. Essentially, the game exists in 3 channels. You're swapping between the channels, sometimes very rapidly and crazily. Yeah.
If anybody else would like to give it a try.
So, we'll have it over at the demo, and that's our game. So,
You see, just stay in the chat.
She's like, he's got machinery.
Hey guys, would you like to step back so you back here can
Everybody, this is Silent Trust. This is a game that we went for local multiplayer situation with two people. One player is making his way through the maze, but he cannot see anything that is around him. He can only hear things. The other player can see the maze from a top-down view, but cannot normally hear what the first player is going through. Obviously, for demo purposes, we're running this over speakers, but theoretically, you would have headphones. But the second player can give the first one guidance through the rumble in his controller.
Look, something has happened, some kind of accident. I don't think there's anyone else left. I'm stuck in the security office and I can't get out. Some of the cameras are still working, not many, but a few. I'll guide you outside and you can find help. You can move around using the left joystick. Up for forward, down for back, left and right.
So what he's explaining right now is that the way that the observer who's in the security booth can communicate to the person we've been referring to as the rover, the person who's in the maze, in the office building, is by communicating through like a pager system. So the controller that they're holding that is also allows them to control their player through the maze will vibrate, and there's different codes of vibrations that communicate whether to go up, back, left, right, or just stop where they are at the moment. So that's what he's explaining right now. It's tough to hear if you didn't have the headphones on.
Yeah.
And again, remember that, Chris, if he's the player, he's not seeing anything whatsoever. So all the audio instructions are important to be explained pretty clearly like that.
So thanks for talking over.
So here we have, this is the security console, and he's got a map of what the 3D space looks like, but it's not entirely representational of the 3D space. There are some hazards that are caused by the accident that the security guy doesn't know about. You can only find them out by audio clues, which only the rover can hear since he would have headphones on. He can toggle cameras on and off, which give him insight into parts of the 3D space. It's kind of hard to see here, but you can see there's a little figure walking around in the square off to the right.
So I'm sending him vibrations to tell him which way to move right now.
Yeah.
Opposite of That's good. That's fine.
And he can also give him audio cues by turning the music on and off.
Yeah, so he can get closer to the music if he wants to.
And with headphones, it's positional audio, so the closer he gets, the louder it's going to be. Yeah, the crackle.
Turn off the music.
Yeah, the crackle that he just stepped on means that the floor is starting to creak, so he's getting close to a pit. Of course, the guy who's sending him the signals of which way to go doesn't know this. So they sort of have to use this odd communication of sending signals and then watching how he responds to them to figure out how are they going to work their way through the maze without him falling into a pit. There, he just walked past that security camera, so he's going to switch to another security camera.
There's a cat in there.
Yeah.
That's our mascot for the game.
So in terms of diversifiers, we actually have a number of them that this comes into. It's the multiplayer at one system, since one person has the controls, the other guy has the keyboard. It's also the accessible, because the guy who's essentially the blind walker really doesn't need to be able to see. So a blind person really play this game probably would play it better than you or I would. What other diversifiers do we have in there?
The novel use of the controller.
Oh yeah, novel use of the controller. We think it's sort of an interesting idea to use the rumble of the controller for player-to-player communication.
Don't die.
Yeah, he's getting...
Oh, you're going to make me step in
And now I wouldn't know he died except I saw him move on the map. But
Right. So yeah, so that's the traps. You could the person who's roaming can hear the traps and hear himself die. It has to start over. And then we have three. You get 3 chances to die, and then you have to start all over completely.
now the audio's back on. It's very quiet. Let's see if I can find out. What are you doing?
Cue up Murray to Sunset. I like them better. It's not as loud.
There we go. Go. Now, when we turn him to go towards the music, he'll get closer to it. So I'll turn on. There are 3 levels. There are 3 levels of. There's the warning creaking. There's a danger of like breaking, and
Then there's certain death.
then there's death. So right now he's reached the warning zone, not the danger zone.
Now, of course, I'm free to ignore his commands to do whatever I want based on what I think the danger is.
That worked really well for you, didn't it?
Yep.
So anyways,
Okay, say who everyone is.
I'm Kanye. This is Tad. This is Brandon. Patrick. This is Chris, and that is Anthony. And thanks to Paul for the little guide.
Model, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you much.
Big shout out, Paul. Thank you. And we'll be right over here demoing when people are ready.
Had to go left, huh?
So our game is called Replay. It's made by myself, David, Alex, and Nathan. It wasn't a pitched idea. It's so what it is basically it's a fighting game, except you don't fight each other at the same time. You fight the ghost of the previous round of the other player. So like essentially when you're playing, you try and predict what they're gonna do, as well as like avoiding and trying to kill the ghost of the other player, and like reaching the other side of the screen at the same time. That do both. Are you
Oh
controlling
yeah,
now?
I'm controlling.
I'm on player 2. No, I'm not moving.
I'm player 2 as well.
Alright. So just play against you.
Just restart it.
Restart it.
The trick of the game, as I learned from the demo, is you can't score as a player. You can only score as a ghost. You're not trying to beat the ghost. You're
Okay,
trying to
I
create a
don't know what
ghost
happened there.
that will beat a player.
It's probably just gonna keep doing that. Just
I know. Just
okay. I'm just gonna play. You're gonna run that version. I hate this controller.
So, like, oh, I have to restart after restart.
The controller API we use for this is in like public beta, so it doesn't really work too well. But it sometimes works really well. So
Alright, that did it for both.
whatever, I'll just play.
Alright, yeah. So he's controlling the first player right now, and like the first round is always a freebie because there's no previous round, and so like he's playing against that ghost, and also if you die to the ghost, if you and the ghost kill each other, it's ghost priority, so ghost wins. So like you have two different kinds of moves: a melee attack as well as a projectile attack, and you're trying to like utilize both of them in order to like either kill them or just avoid them altogether and just reach the other side of the screen. And like was said earlier, the only way you can gain a point is when your ghost wins against the player. So and like it's first to 5. So what? So if you gain a point, then the first freebie round starts off with the player who got the point. And yeah, it just keeps going back and forth with like previous rounds of inputs. It's one player. It's like right now. It's like yeah. Were you just surprised that you lost yourself?
I think something wrong is happening, but that's okay. Yeah, something wrong is happening. That's okay. It's okay.
And like everyone else, our diversifier, we have local multiplayer as well as gender ambiguous character.
Well, just about everyone.
Are you guys ready?
Technically, it says all characters. I think a lot of people go with main character.
Okay. You're the only ones left.
I think that's how I read these rights. I won't explain.
Oh, wow.
I'm playing wherever it is. Get on with it. What's HDMI?
Get out there. So that's true. Just a boyish looking comedian. How dare he?
That's right. So if you walk by
Mike,
what?
Do you think Tom is androgynous enough?
Who cares?
Tom, Zia. No?
That's going to go to as far as we do it. Well, we're more diverse.
Our diversifier is the
So
lack
I'll
of
go ahead and
diversifier.
talk while he's setting it up. So ours is Copycat, which is the game based on you're in a crowd of people, and almost all of them are bots copying the behaviors of the players. And you're the player. It's sort of like you can choose to be standing, to walk, or to jump, and then everybody around you will sort of copy that, and the whole game is to sort of find out who the other player is. We didn't quite get multiplayer working, but we did get the sort of behavior working, and it looks really cool.
Whoa.
And our diversifier is not that we have the different the character as like a gender neutral guy.
Yeah, it is. Look at them. They don't have a face.
But he does not have a face.
This could be a girl. You don't know.
This could be a girl.
I'm not joking.
But it would have been built on a system where when you die, you start the level over, and you have 3 lives to sort of figure out. It's all about finding who the other real player is, and then tagging that person.
Oh yeah, how do I shift?
You can't, but you just press jump. And everybody will jump.
Oh wow.
You're not moving while you jump.
Oh. All right. Jump. Dance, my puppets, dance. Here we go.
They're outing you. Some of them are jumping.
Yeah, well, it's too
Yeah, you
late,
can
isn't
see
it?
it,
Well,
yeah,
it's because you're
so-
so
He's obviously the human.
How would you tell? How would you
Some
know?
of them,
Yeah, see, there was one jump.
yeah, they jump eventually. It's because you're so far away from them.
So the goal is to
See, that fool. He
Yeah,
thinks,
seek
he
out
thinks
the
it's
other
cool.
humans.
So
Yeah, look at him. He thinks he's being cool.
Yeah, Michael, if you get really close to them,
We're
they're pretty much
trying to put it on multiplayer, but we didn't get that far.
I mean, we do. It's just that you are yourself and everybody else at the same time. Now, that's interesting because it kind of goes back into our artist statement, which was that I really wanted to replicate that feeling of being in a room where you thought you're going to one place, but then you end up in another place entirely. That's like right next door. You know, like that feeling of going to the wrong class, and nobody told you until it's been like 3 hours later, when the professor hands you a final project, and you're like, "What the hell is this?"
So yeah, everybody's only moving because he's moving. He's doing it. If Michael stops moving and stops jumping, eventually they'll all stop too.
Or am I moving because I want to look like I'm one of them? Mind blown. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Corners are where all the cool people hang out.
Well, they think they're cool. But look, when I walk over there, they start jumping because I was jumping. They think cool people jump.
Yeah, if he starts over here, keep, go to a corner and start jumping a lot.
Maybe I'm really the cool person.
Basically, the reason this fits the theme is because whatever your action is, there is some sort of delay, and then the world changes based on what you have done, and everyone else is kind of the world here.
Which is really interesting because, again, we had that other thing. Let me see here. It says, diversifier, you only live thrice. How the hell did we die?
By tagging the wrong person.
Well, how do I tag? I can't shiv. I can only jump. I have no shiv and I'm a shiv.
Okay.
So as you can
Theoretically,
tell, there's a lot of other
theoretically.
features planned that we never really got to implement. The AI took a while to try to get it the way exactly we wanted to. Have it this delay
Get
wave
over
effect.
Here. Get out of my way. I'm the real me.
Can we show the multiplayer version?
Oh, the multiplayer? Oh yeah, why not?
Sort of.
Let's do this.
We have a rudimentary multiplayer version that could
enough to see the effects of our actions on the world.
Is that?
Yeah, basic.
Can we do something and then stand still and watch other people do it instead of do something and
Yes.
zoom our camera
so
everywhere?
Again, there's this
so we don't see
delay effect based on how far away the person is from the nearest player. So let's say I'm the player and there's a group of AIs
I'm not
around
asking
me.
about game
I
mechanics,
jump.
I'm asking about
The closer
play style.
ones jump, and then a couple ticks later, the farther ones jump, and so on and so on. But they can be interrupted by the other player. And so it's not like you and everyone else jump at the same time. What's that?
Why are you angry at the way they're demoing their game?
Yeah, dude. Okay.
Look,
The game.
I was not hired because I was competent. I was hired because I was there.
Accepted missions of guilt. Thank you.
Don't shame me further
So
than
what you're
I've
seeing
already
now is
shamed
it is
myself.
actually that's actually what you on one side you see Michael actually playing, on the other you see it actually going through the server and
Over the internet.
yes.
Through
Yeah.
data
Through magic.
pipes.
So we could have multiple computers connected. So.
Whoa!
Jump, my puppets! Jump! Jump! We don't see the real world. We see what we want to see. We see what we think we are. Something kept going.
That is copycat.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can come and see what we've got later if you want. Nice.
All right, so that's the last of the games. So I'd like to thank all of you for an excellent weekend. So we're going to take a little bit of time for you to be able to play test.